Hi, good morning.
Welcome to episode
Seven?
seven of
Seven.
So Crafty with Ashley and Lisa. I'm Ashley.
I'm Lisa. We're podcasting from So Crafty in Kerwinsville, which is the yarn shop. As you can see, we're kind of tucked in the little section of yarn for those of you that have been here. Today is December 19th. This probably won't air till Monday.
Probably Monday, yeah. I may get it up early. I've been getting better at editing.
Yeah. So we're in full on Christmas, get ready for Christmas mode. My motto is the hurrier I go, the behinder I get at this point. Thank you, Winnie the Pooh. So I'm, frantically trying to do things. The shop will be open Friday, tomorrow, 10 to 3, Saturday, 10 to 2, and then I'll be closed until next Friday. The way the schedule falls, like I'm not coming in Christmas Eve day or Christmas Day, obviously. And then Thursdays are my normal, Mondays and Thursdays are my days off. So, yeah, so you have 2 more shopping days, but you won't see this till afterwards. So see you next year almost.
Yeah, it's coming quick.
Yeah. So what are we wearing?
So this is the Nay by Annette Roden, I think it's called. This was probably one of my first
Pretty.
shawls that I made. It is a stockinette. It has this nice little like seed stitch.
Oh yeah.
And then it also has the seed stitch on the end, so it is reversible, which is kind of nice. You get kind of the knit or the purl side, which changes it up. I have no idea what this yarn is. I actually have some left over, and I made a yarn cozy out of it. I probably got it here, but I have no idea.
It doesn't look familiar, but I don't know.
It's super old, but it's super nice. Just kind of a nice.
It feels like probably a superwash wool or
yeah, it's probably just a sock of some type.
It's pretty. Looks festive. Yes. I am wearing my Jethro. It is a crochet cardigan. You crochet the squares and then knit the sleeves and the bands. The pattern, it's a paid for pattern on Ravelry by Tanis Fiber Arts, I believe.
That sounds familiar.
Expression, I don't know. It's Jethro, Jethro. The pattern calls for you to change colors every round. I was too lazy to do that. So I used a yarn called Riot DK that is a color changing yarn. And it's right behind Ashley. So, and then I used Patagonia, which is a woolly wool for the sleeves. And it's hard to tell. My shirt's black underneath, but it's a 3/4 length. I just thought I'd get more wear out of that because I think you can wear this, pretty much year round here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Except for a few days in the summer when it's too hot. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. It has a great fit. I followed the pattern loosely. I made like all the granny. So I did all the granny squares. And then the final round I did in my black. It's kind of a heathered gray black. Because I didn't want the different colors touching. That would have I think that would have bothered me. But so I did the 6, I think it was 6 round. I did all in black. And then I just kind of laid it out and made sure it was going to be big enough.
And made seaming easier probably too, that it's all
it did. It did. So you don't really see my sewing. And I just didn't know how I would, if the colors were touching and how to get all the colors apart, But yeah, I'm real pleased with it. A couple of customers have made it. So
it's a pretty popular pattern. I've seen
it's real popular. I've seen it in like vest version where they don't really do sleeves at all. I mean, granny squares are having their moment. So everything granny. It's a couple. I've been watching some Vlogmases. I like Professor Pearl, and she's using one of her advents that she got to make a crochet like granny square. It's going to be a shawl, but it's like a triangular. It's really pretty. And I have big FOMO for not getting an advent this year, but that's okay. I have plenty to do. Yeah. So FOs.
I have a few. So I have my flax sweater. Then wore it to school, on Tuesday. It is Cascade worsted, 220 in.
Soft.
It is super soft. He actually kept taking it off because he was too warm. So
that's okay.
But I faded in. The pattern doesn't have this color blocking, but I faded in the red here, just kind of faded that in every
He
couple
wanted a red
rows.
sweater, right? And you couldn't
Yes.
like
He
bring
wanted
yourself to do
red,
solid
and he
red.
kept picking out like this red right here that's behind
Mhm.
me, like that was the red he wanted. And I'm like, I can't do an entire red sweater. So I made the 8 to 10 size. He'll get lots of wear out of it. The only thing I don't like, and I think blocking will help, I did not block it. It is really big in through the arms here. And I think too, it's just he's kind of small in the arms, but he's tall. Um, so I'm excited he wore it. He's gonna wear it for Christmas Eve. The one comment, my husband was getting him ready for school, and they said that they didn't know which way was front or back. I did not do the short rows because I didn't. That way, if something happens, it gets snagged, it gets stained, we can always flip it around.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
yeah, but I'm happy.
I have a pair of socks. These are for my daughter for Christmas. They were a tube. So I had cranked the tube and then I just knit the heel, the toe, and the cuff. And she likes like ankle shorty socks. So the tube I was working from wasn't super long. I probably only have about this much of it left. So I didn't want to, run the risk of not having them even. So those will get wrapped here soon.
hmm I also have some socks. So I have one finished pair. I think I only had one. I think I was working on the second one last time we talked. These ones are a 2x2 rib, just the typical heels and toes. Then this second pair, I did a three knit three purl one rib. It gives a really cool inside. I said I almost want to do that as a like knit them inside out on and then put them on so I didn't have to purl all of those.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my first one. I am working on the heels of the second one. This is all I have left of the tube. Um, and then the rest I'm going to make a sock for Sam.
Cool.
So,
My next FO is the shift. I hadn't even dreamed this up when we podcasted last time. So, um, a customer brought this yarn in and said, I'm not going to use this. It was 3 like partial skeins. She had done a project, had leftovers, and it laid on my counter for weeks. And I was like, that is usually anybody that brings me yarn, I donate it to the church. And I was like, that's almost too pretty. Like it is just too pretty to donate. So I looked at it for a few weeks and I don't think she watches this, but it's going to be a gift for someone. So it is a shift. I've made a few of these. They are extremely wearable. They're fun to knit. I only use 2 different colors. The pattern actually calls for 3, but the way it was variegated, I just used up those scraps that she gave me, which were, there was plenty. I still
yeah.
have some left. There's a couple places that I didn't love. Like what my start is right here. This is where I would have started. And I was kind of questioning my decisions. Like these colors are really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? When it was all done, that gets sewn in the back anyhow.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you know, it's good. Um, so any self striping or you could do it in 3 solids.
Yeah.
You could do this in any yarn. This I would say is probably a DK weight. When I was towards the end, I was like, oh, this is going to be too big. But then once you sew it, it hasn't been blocked. It probably won't get blocked before I gift it. But the person I'm gifting to, I see often, so I could take it back from her and block it, after. But it's not going to get blocked before I gift it. Any other FOs?
Nope.
I have one more, and I don't have the item. It's this little apple hat I knitted. So
Cute.
somebody I know contacted me. There's a little boy, I don't know his name. They contacted her and said, she owns a shop. She owns they actually own Revived in Clearfield. And she said, hey, I had this person contact me. I want to say nephew, it's either nephew or grandson, is going through cancer treatments. And this is his second round. He had cancer once, I think, was in remission. He has it again. And when he was in the first time, she had bought him this cute little apple hat, and she thought she got it at her store. And so she's like, he's outgrown it. It was his favorite hat. Do you have any? She contacted me, said, do you have any in stock? And I said, I don't, but I'll make one. So I made this. She picked it up yesterday. Obviously I took no money. It's the least I could do for, this poor kiddo that has cancer. So that is off to, someone will be getting it. Hopefully he gets it for Christmas. If not, and hopefully it fits. It was a little hard to tell because of the brim. It's not a ribbed brim, it's a rolled brim, which is how it's supposed to roll up, but it was real hard to tell how long to make it.
Yeah.
Like if you pull down on it, but then it has the tendency to roll up. So I'm just praying that it fits him. If not, I will make him another one.
Yeah.
No biggie. So, um, anything else?
No FOs. I have whips.
Okay, so let's move on to whips. I don't know if you heard that. The mailman just came in, but it's all good. Go ahead.
So I have 2 whips plus my sock, but this is another Christmas gift.
Oh,
This
you're getting
is-
there.
I am. This is my muscle burrow. This is where I was yesterday. So I am probably about 13 inches. I need about 19 and a half, I believe. I had to buy more yarn because I don't know why I thought 100 grams of DK was going to be enough, and it was not. So I have more yarn coming, but I should be able to get most of it done. And
what is that yarn?
This is Knit Picks, Swish DK, and Forest
I've heard
Heather.
of it.
The Crazy Sock Lady uses a lot of Knit Picks, and it's nice, it's soft, it's heathery, it's washable. This is going to my dad, so I know he will throw it in the washer, probably throw it in the dryer, but he has a green hat similar to this that he got a while ago, probably actually 20 years ago.
Oh, here's somebody here. I'm gonna let you keep
Yeah,
talking.
you're good.
So I'm gonna go see if I can help somebody.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
So I got this, he has this hat. It's a timberjack hat. It's probably 20 years old, and it's in a similar green color. My sister was kind of making fun of me that I was gonna give my dad a knit hat. And she was like, I'm like, oh, I think he'll actually enjoy it. So that is that. I have more yarn coming. It's shipped already, so I'm hoping it'll be here soon. I will go ahead and do my next one too. I do not have much done on this. This is supposed to be a Christmas gift, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. So it is the Slipaway KAL by Kaylin. I think I talked about this last time. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. I am using this. It's Penny Jane Fibers, the Vermont collection, and it's called Stories from the Seasons, Vacation at the Little Cottage. It's a sock set. I cannot find her anywhere. My sister-in-law gave this to me years ago, and I have not used it yet. So that came with, this is my main skein. And then these are my 2 contrast. They were minis. It is a mosaic pattern. Let me try. So I am like halfway almost through the first set of repeats. It kind of has this V pattern, and then it will switch. It'll kind of switch back to, I'm going to do this one for the first row, this color, which I'm worried it's a little bit too close. And then the third stripe is going to go back to the blue.
I think that pink will be really good.
So
that's beautiful.
This, Elizabeth got me this like years ago.
Okay.
And I have not.
So are you knitting it for her?
I am. I don't know if it'll be
she
done.
watches.
I don't think she does either. If not,
if she does, surprise.
Yes. So I'm gonna knit it for her. Yes, it's the Slip KAL by Kaylin and the Crazy Sock Lady.
That is really cute. Is that a free or a paid for?
It's pattern? Free
pattern.
Yes.
Great.
That's what it's
That's
kind of
really
like.
Cute.
My only complaint is I've been doing so much sock knitting, and like the sweater was so mindless. Now I have to pay attention because it's mosaic knitting. Yeah. So I have to. Every line is different, but otherwise it's not bad.
Okay, so whips. I am working on, and she doesn't watch the podcast, but I am working on, this is a paid for pattern. It is the wood block knits. I saw these, and it was one of those I had to have it. I had to make these. So it's kind of like, I don't know what you call this, color work, maybe color blocking. So start with your center, and then you end up picking up and doing a little triangle. So I'm doing them two at a time, like I'll do, and I'm just using scraps. I have the whole bucket of scraps, so I'm just using scraps and putting together. And these will be a gift for the girl that works for us at the beer distributor, because obviously she's always, handling cold things, and can't really wear gloves or mittens. It's hard with, running the cash register and things. So these will be a gift for her. She says she's coming up Monday night to like do gifts with us. So I have to have these done by Monday, which I think is doable.
I wonder, it looks like after you get kind of this big center, does it just continue out like
No, it's a paid for pattern, so I don't want to.
talk to yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to show too much because I think it's. But
Okay.
see, like it.
Yeah, it just kind of.
I'm just gonna flash it, but like the construction's really cool. Um, I don't think I'm giving too much away, but so far the pattern has been terrific.
And it's from Isolde Teague, who is
Yeah.
the same person who makes the Musselboro hats.
Yeah. So I mean, pay for the pattern, like support designers.
And I think she actually has a sale going on.
Okay.
I saw her the Musselboro, I want to say, is definitely on sale, but I think I maybe saw something that the rest of her patterns.
Yeah, I mean, pay for the pattern. Like it's $5 or $6, I believe it was, and I'm picturing making many of these with in my dream world. But I want a pair for myself for sure. So after I make the gift ones, that's going to be one of my things for me, my selfish knitting.
For her Selfish KAL.
Yeah. So that is one of my whips. I also have sock tubes that I'm not really going to talk about because I don't know if I'll get them done for Christmas. But I have many tubes cranked. My plan is to make them for everyone in my family. I think I have 3 out of 6 done. Maybe, or they might just be getting a sock tube wrapped up, and I'll get these to you. Give it back.
Yeah.
And you'll get it in a few weeks.
And I've noticed I tried to really plan because I'm like, I'm down to the wire. I need to figure out how much do I like realistically need to knit to get done. And really, I can do a toe easily and a heel easily. Like each of those take a day. So, I mean, in reality, 3 days to do a sock.
I think 2 days. I think I could probably get a sock a day done, but that's almost knitting most of the day. Does that make
like when I planned mine, I was gonna do a cuff over 2 days just because they're not long. I'm only doing 20 rows, but it just seems like it takes forever.
I didn't do it that long. I know I cheated on those ones.
Yeah.
I think I did 12 or 13 rows.
Yeah.
And on the first sock, I was like, oh, good enough. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Like
I get like that too.
Yeah, but they're not gonna know. Like as long as it stays up on their ankle, it'll be fine.
Yes.
Okay, so into dream knitting. Starting what?
December, we're 24th, 25th. We're going to kind of leave it and up to you. When you are done with your Christmas gift knitting, go ahead and start. We're going to do our So Selfish KAL. It's going to be the hashtag SSK2025 on Instagram. I checked, there was nothing on there. If you look at my Instagram, which is caffeine_and_yarn. I pinned the post for it. I'll probably keep sharing it here. And I'll probably see if I can figure out how to put it on Lisa's page too.
You just send it to me, then I'll share.
Okay, yeah, and then we can do that.
And I can share.
So we're gonna use that hashtag on Instagram to pick one winner. Anything selfish, whether it's for you, it's a dream knit that you've wanted to make forever, whatever's gonna make you happy after gift giving knitting that you've been doing. So no real roles as far as that goes. I also made a Google Drive. If you don't use Instagram and you finish an object and you want to enter to win, it is like 5 questions. I think it's your name and email is like a name and email is required, and then I think I put an optional phone number. And then I did pattern / like what it is if you didn't use a pattern, so you made like washcloths or tablecloths or whatever, a sweater. You can put that. I did like optional yarn, who it's for, just some questions to kind of get some more information, see what people are knitting for, and then the option to upload a picture of your object as well. The picture.
Where do you get the Google Doc?
So it's going to be a link. I'll put it in the show notes here. I'll send it to you so you can share it with that.
Okay.
And it should also be on my Instagram as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
So yeah, that, and it's super simple. I screen recorded already on my computer, but I'll screen record on my phone too because it's super simple. You click the link, you enter some information, and that's about it. Hit submit, and then that way we'll pick a winner from the finished
And that's a
objects.
way if you aren't on Instagram and don't want to be on Instagram, which
Mhm.
Instagram's my favorite.
Yes.
Just saying, out of the social media, things out there, I like Instagram the best, but that
Yeah.
we don't want to force anyone to join, something that they're not interested in.
Mhm.
But this is a way for you to join in and still be included in the drawings, even if you don't do Instagram.
Yeah.
So we'll be drawing one winner from the Instagram hashtag and one winner from the Google Docs.
Yeah.
So do it both.
Yeah, you can enter
Yeah.
both.
So make sure if you're entering and following us that you do both.
Yes, and you can do the same project. You're working on a sweater. You can take a picture every couple of days and upload it and use the hashtag and get entries that way.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so we are on to dream knitting. So I'm going to talk about what my plans are for the So Selfish knit along. I have two. I mean, I have lots, but I have two that I want to talk about. And one is we've kind of talked about it before, and it's for me, so it got pushed. Oh, first of all, this is my Emma Ball, one of my Emma Ball bags.
so cute.
It is. I carry some of these in the shop. A lot of them are sold out now. And I don't know if I'll restock the same thing or I might get something different, but they are the cutest little sheepin sweaters. And it is a ginormous bag.
Oh, yeah.
I could fit a blanket project in here, but for now, I have my sweater. So I will be casting on the Elton pullover. We talked about it. I talked about my saga with, finding the yarns, but this is what I'm going to use. And this is the first thing I'm going to start selfishly for me as soon as my Christmas knitting's over.
I also brought mine. I have not caked it up yet, which I needed to. I'm holding off though because I almost started this the other night and it wasn't caked up. If it was caked up, I totally would have. So I'm going to make a love note by Tin Can Knits. I'm going to use Shirsty Cat in the Frog March colorway and just held with a white mohair. I'm excited. I have not made a love note yet, and I feel like everyone has. So I want to join in. I think it'll be a nice transition piece too, to kind of get you in from that springy time. And they're so light, really. If you wear them with a tank top, you can wear them all summer long.
Okay, so my second one is I bought a kit on the Steel City Yarn Crawl.
We can never remember
that name. I don't know why. It is, hold on, let me see if I can pull it out. Tony from Rags.
Oh, those are cute.
I know, aren't they cute? There was, a stitch marker in here, says Rags, there's a flower, blah, blah, blah. So the yarn, I bought this kit. It's been sitting in my craft room, ready to go. It is for the Elvan, Elvan shawl. So it's kind of a Aztec. And honestly, it's not something, there she is. So it's like a long triangular. There's some color work, baubles. It's not something I would have probably picked seeing the picture on Ravelry. However, she had a sample in her shop and it was gorgeous. And I was like, yep.
Yeah, I love all those colors.
I do too. The colors were great. And it's my friend Tony from Rags. So that is one of my other selfish. I think it's going to be more of a thinking project, if that makes sense. Just with the color work and the bauble. I haven't even downloaded the pattern yet. The pattern was included with the purchase. I have a coupon code. I hope it still works because I haven't even. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. If not, if not, I'll buy it. So those are my two. So selfish, cast-ons for now.
I have also been thinking, I've been talking about if I finish the love note, the Twisted Tee is going to be my next one. So that's the Twisted T-shirt by Brianna Lapino, the little wolf knits. So that is, I have yarn, I have it scanned up and ready to go. I just really thought the love note was going to be more of a, because this is short sleeve, the love note is going to have a little length. So I think it'll be good. And I'm hoping to get it done by March because it's like frog March colors. So I think it'll be good for
Or
St.
like
Patrick's
St.
Day.
Patty's Day.
Yes.
I bet you can.
I think I can too.
I think I did a love note in a week or two. Like not being like it's on bigger needles.
Yes.
Once you get through the lace pattern, it's just knitting.
And that's what I thought. And I'm like kind of going back and forth on, because a lot of them are cropped and I don't know how long I want the arms. So I think what I'm going to do is go through and go through the lace, split for sleeves and reattach and get a couple inches. And then I thought of doing the neck and then sleeves, at least some kind of jumping around so I can get the most length out of it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a crop person. You know, my body's not a crop body. So I always, if it's cropped, it doesn't stop me from making it. I just add
I
length.
like, yeah.
And the other thing I kind of like to do sometimes is like the shirt tail. Like I stop at the front
I must do
and
like
then
short rows.
yeah. So you have kind of a little bit longer in the back. I just like that look. So I've done that on a couple of sweaters.
Yeah.
And my other thing I would like to cast on, getting dressed in the morning, I try to keep like a note of like, boy, I wish I had the Sophie shawl. I know we've seen them out there. There's hundreds, but it's just a little almost neck kerchief. I've seen a lot of those little like neck kerchief type, and I want some of those. I wear a lot of turtlenecks. I wear a lot of vests, versus a big bulky winter coat. And I'm like, boy, it'd be cute to just have a little pop of something. So I want to make myself, and there's tons of patterns out there that are similar. I have a lot of them saved, so I may mix it up and do, some have ribbing, some have like a kind of a half and half. But
have you seen the ribbon welt? The knitting place talked about it.
Okay.
And I think they have a bigger or a smaller version, and it seems like it's like maybe only that deep. So
that's what I want. I want some little neck scarves that you can just pop on, with a black turtleneck and just put that on with a vest, and you have an outfit.
Yeah.
So I'm wishing I would have, been more organized and made some of those for like my girls for Christmas, but there's always next year.
It's probably not going to happen, but I'm going to start gift knitting come December, January.
Let's hold each other accountable.
Yes. I have.
We should make a list.
Yes.
Of like what we want and who, and then every month we'll check in, or every 2 weeks we'll check in. If we could get one thing done per 2 weeks.
Yeah, or even a month, or at least working on it. Because I want to do the Renegade. No, it's the soft. You have the kits up there. I bought one. It's that fluffy, like blown out yarn.
I'm trying to think what it is.
What is it? It was 3 skeins, and you got 3 shawls out of it.
Oh, yeah. It was like a bandana.
Yeah, it's like it starts with an R. It's not Renegade.
That's not it, but I know what you
mean.
I'll
put it somewhere here. Because I have the kit for that, and I thought that for like my mother-in-law or something like that.
That's a few days.
Yeah.
Like it's not a huge, it's like a bandana. So, I mean, it's probably 12, 15 inches tall. And yeah.
So that was a thought of doing like something like that, because I have the kits for it. And I went through all my yarn the other day, and I have so much yarn. I need to use it. I'm going on a yarn diet. So
I say that.
Yeah, probably not.
I say that, but I don't know. I should be knitting shop samples, and I need to get back to dyeing. That sounds morbid, doesn't it, when I say it? But I do. I have some festivals that will be coming up after the holidays. I have one in March and one in April, so I've got to get back. My hand dyes are getting pretty picked over, but there just hasn't been time. It's a process. I need a few days, like by the time you dye it, cook it, have it dry, blah blah blah, skein it up and everything. So it's a few days. So
let's see here. My Advent. I have not opened my Advent today. I saved it. So I have the Fangirls Fibers. It's the Beauty and the Beast colorway. I did some Vlogmases. I kind of failed at that. It was just too much, and I don't do much. But these bags are adorable. They are all nicely labeled. They came in a box. I have
Bags are so
a
cute.
full skein for
So if you want to see the other colors that she's
yes.
already opened, they're on past,
They're on past
episodes.
Vlogmas, and also I've been doing my story. I'm like days behind. I think I just posted 9. But I do a black and white, and then I do the next day do a color. So like today, I think I did like 8's color and 9 in black and white, just because I didn't want to spoil it for people. So today,
This is the 19th.
19th, then
somebody
bends.
bends.
Oh,
Oh, that's
so
pretty.
it's like, so we were purpley blue before, we've hit reds. Now we're getting into these like really yellow, like bell dress colors. I have a feeling that the main skein is going to be like yellow bell dress.
Uh-huh.
And this is not picking up the color very well. It's like purpley blue navy.
There's dashes of green.
Yes, and
there's even a pastel, like right here. There's like
yes.
a pastel-y purple.
There have.
Oh, that's gonna be so pretty.
I know. I am doing I think a blanket of some sort, because I want to be able to set them out and like actually look at them. I keep thinking.
Would you ever wear a skirt?
I don't know. I've thought about it.
Watch Professor Pearl. She's doing an advent, and she keeps talking about this skirt she wants to do. I think she's gonna change her mind. Hers started out really, really light, like white, and then it's kind of fading. But she's like, I really can't wear a white skirt. Like that's just not practical.
Yes.
But the skirt was really cute.
There, Brianna from Little Wolf Knits has a dress, and she also has like a tank top skirt that are kind of like similar patterns, and they're testing the tank top skirt right now, and it looks super cute. So I think
I'm not sure if I'd wear a skirt. I don't know.
That's my thinking. The shirt that I want to do comes with a pattern also of shorts, so I think I may venture to shorts first.
Okay.
We'll see how I like them. They can be hanging out around the house shorts but I think I'll do that first to get, because you need negative ease, like 2+ inches of negative ease usually, and that makes me nervous because I'm not a tight person, but you need him to hold it up, which makes sense.
Do you put elastic at the waist or like an I-cord?
I've seen some have I-cord with like a bow, some have elastic. I've even seen her do the really fine elastic and like weave it in through.
Gotcha.
So I'm kind of interested.
I wonder if you could do like buttonholes kind of around the waist,
and
then like weave a cord through.
Oh yeah,
buttonholes, and then have a tie like you would like a sweatpant or a jogger.
I've seen some. She has some that have like an actual like a regular like a hoodie would or a drawstring insert.
And I have that.
You have an I-cord maker?
I have a cord smith. Yes. I bought one, and I messed with it one night. It was probably 10 o'clock at night. And I was not successful. But it's laying on my table next to where I sit and knit at night. And I saw it this morning when I was at home doing some work, and I was like, oh, okay, that is one of my goals. Yes. So I have 2 goals for next year, and I want to learn to do brioche. I've said this for probably 3 years now, and I am chicken and haven't done it.
We're gonna do that. I think we should do that hat that I sent you.
Okay. And so if we make hold each other accountable and even get together and muddle through videos and things. So that is one of my goals, and I want to use the cordsmith. Figure out how to use the cordsmith. I want to learn brioche also, but I want to learn how to spin. I have a drop spindle on my Christmas list, and I'm going to have to make time to come here so Lisa can show me how to spin. I can't drop spin though. Like I have someone that can, and I think she'd be willing to come in and help you. Yeah. She comes on Fridays, but I'm sure I could convince her to come a Saturday or something if you were available. Yeah. So yeah, I think she would come in, and she's she's demonstrated it. I just can't. I like my wheel. Yeah. And I learned on a wheel first. I feel like it's hard to go backwards. Like once you've used a wheel, the drop spindle is more time consuming. Yeah. But I would think it would be very relaxing. Like I've seen people do it and they're like, it's like in front of the TV. Once you get the rhythm. And like I've seen people who like YouTubers, and they will just sit up and they'll show you, oh, I'm doing this, and next thing you know, they're talking and they're sitting there and spinning. So I like that aspect of it because it, throw it in a little project bag and you could take it with you. Yeah. Whereas a big wheel you couldn't. Okay, so I mean we're wrapping up here. I mean I've gone through. I mean I have much more dream knitting, but I gotta get Christmas knitting done, and then I can be selfish. Yes. So if you want, like and subscribe. We're almost halfway to 100
I think. Let me look.
followers. And then if you want to comment below and tell us what you're casting on for your So Selfish,
Yes.
because maybe we'll get inspired and cast
Gonna add.
on along with you.
Because we are going to do it. It's going to be from Christmas Eve, Christmas Day through March 31st. So you have 3 months. You can definitely do a good bit of knitting.
Yeah, and you can do more than one project.
Yes, I mean,
Like-
I am not monogamous at all, and that is. I've been trying to work on these Christmas gifts, and that's been the hardest thing
Yeah.
to like really focus on those and not pick up
As I
something
sit and
else.
knit, I just dream about what else I could be knitting. Like
Mhm.
I so wish I was an octopus.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
if I had 8 arms, oh. But I mean,
Oh.
I'm like sitting there knitting, and I'm normally watching podcasts.
Mhm.
I drive my husband crazy. I put my AirPods in,
Yeah.
and he's in his chair watching whatever silly show, or he watches podcasts, but they're nothing I'm interested in. And
Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't want to listen to people talk about knitting and yarn.
No.
So I put my AirPods in, and
Mm.
they're talking about what they're making and Christmas gifts. And oh my gosh.
Oh, I have a list. I have a little podcast journal that I like write ones that they talk about that, so I'm going to write that down. Or they're using this yarn, I really like that. So I just pages of
Yeah.
stuff.
And then your Pennsylvania shawl,
It's
in progress.
It's in progress. I have not really worked on it. I actually lost it. It like fell under the car seat for a little bit, so I finally found it. It's gonna kind of till the back burner for a little bit, and I need to go through. I haven't really bought intentionally anything else for the 50 states yet.
You'll have to. Do you have a list of what states you have?
I do.
So bring in, like, obviously
Mhm.
we're not going to podcast until after probably the new year. I can't
Yeah.
imagine.
Probably with the time. Probably
Well,
not.
we'll see. We'll see. But on next podcast, bring in what you're still looking for,
Mhm.
and then I can start searching and see if I know of any,
Yeah.
and then you guys can help us.
Yeah.
If you know of dyers, you're mostly doing hand dyeds.
Yeah, hand dyed or handmades like bags or progress keepers, different things like that. Also, I'm up for because I would love 50 skeins of yarn, but that's going to be a lot of yarn in my already overflowing.
Yeah, but I could crank tubes for you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, especially if you go on vacation to, let's say, Tennessee,
Mhm.
and you bring back a skein of
Something.
yarn and be like, oh, I want socks from Tennessee. Bring it in. I'll crank you a tube.
Yeah.
So, and then your leftovers could go into something like
My cozy memory blanket.
Or
Mhm.
I know I showed this last time, and no, I didn't start it. I had, but the little leftovers cowl bandana, I think it uses like 29 colors.
Okay.
So I mean,
you could just
right
add
there is
whatever.
29 different
Yeah.
skeins of yarn. So even if you did like a sock,
Mhm.
25. I misspoke. 25, but there's half.
So yeah, that would work well for an advent too.
Yeah.
Which I keep thinking, do I want a shawl out of my advent? But I think the colors are too pretty, and I think it's just something that everyone will like in my house. So I think a blanket. So I'm on the hunt for a blanket pattern.
If you watch or go to Stitches Be Slippin',
Okay.
her name's Melissa. She's from somewhere in Canada. She does a podcast, and she also is pretty active on Instagram. She just did a Cozy Memories blanket with her blanket club from Polka Dot Creek.
Oh.
So it's beautiful. Hers was a rainbow. Like that was kind of, and I bought some of the blanket club. I didn't do the last month. And I did a mitered square blanket. I don't remember what it's called. Cozy's Memories, or there's a sweet shop blanket that it would work with.
Yeah.
So look at Melissa's Stitches Be
Okay.
Slippin' on YouTube, and I know she's posted pictures. She just finished hers.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's what I know. The Crazy Sock Lady has like several advents, and she's just holding them all double to make a DK weight and doing like working on her cozy memory because she has
Okay.
so much of it. She's like, I've done this, but I haven't added enough to it, so that's a good way to get a good chunk of squares for it.
Yeah, I feel like I need to schedule my days. Like Mondays, I'm gonna do cozy memories.
Mhm.
Tuesdays, I'm gonna do socks. Like that sounds ridiculous.
I keep telling myself I want to do Scrappy Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That
makes sense.
I have I have crocheted it like 3 times now, and I didn't like it what I was making, so now I'm making something else, and I'm just frogging it and crocheting right through it. But I have all this yarn that I don't really love, or I like it, but I don't have enough to make something with it. So it's kind of all going to go together, and it's going to be wild.
I forgot my crocheted blanket I was going to bring. Remind me next time.
Okay.
That crocheted blanket. It's on the back of my couch, and I used scraps.
Yeah.
I talked about it last time. I completely forgot it. Just
yeah. I mean, I think the scraps are fun, especially for something, just trying to use them up where, yeah, you could do scrappy socks, you could do a scrappy muscle burrow, but sometimes it's just something they're too pretty to really get rid of, but you want to put them to something.
The like I said before, Professor Pearl's using her Advent to do this triangle granny, and it's called La Triangle. I think it's by Amy from La Bien Ami.
Okay.
And she's just doing, changing every row. That would be good for scraps.
Yeah.
We also did here at the shop. We shared we shared yarns. We all brought in our scraps. We did the Anna Sedora. I'm hoping I'm spelling it right. So it was this. Mine's upstairs, but it was a great scrappy project. And the funnest part of it is, I'll show you guys. That is a great scrap project. And you can repeat it later on, but the fringe, your ends become the fringe.
That's nice.
So there's no weaving in ends. It was fantastic. And I made one. Some of my customers have made more than one. And some of them, what they did is they got like a skein of like a neutral and did it like every, I forget what the repeat is, 2 rows, 4 rows, something like that. But then they would switch. So it was more stripey than scrappy, but both ways were just adorable.
Yeah.
So that's a really good one for scraps.
Yeah. So that's because I have all these like 35 gram or less, and just to try and use them up.
Yep.
So
that's a really good one. And we,
really pretty.
Some of them made more than one. I only made one, but I love it. I wear it often and it goes with everything.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we won't be talking to you guys till after Christmas. So Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
We might see you before New Year's. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll kind of
depending on schedule and, we're not going to pressure ourselves through the holidays. We're not going to make ourselves crazy. So.
No, just kind of keeping it easy, keeping it low key.
Yeah. So Merry Christmas. And if we see you or if we don't see you, Happy New Year.
Yes.
Take care of yourself.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.